country.
So that sets the table for Kara Lawson's Duke Blue Devils, as Jordan Oliver, you see right there, running away with the assist-to-turnover ratio lead in the conference.
Coach Lawson loves offensive efficiency, and Jordan Oliver certainly takes care of the ball when it's in her hands.
So here we go. Duke out there in their white, Virginia in their visiting dark. There's Taylor. Starting lineup, Taylor, Balagoon, Brown, Richardson, and Day Wilson for the home team, the Duke Blue Devils. And a foul called against Duke.
Virginia comes out in man-to-man defense. They like to play in the gaps. They'll pressure the ball, but they'll sit on the driving lines, always in help. Gives Duke an opportunity to come out in their full-court press. They'll mix up their presses, throw a couple of different looks, and Coach Mock's telling us it was going to be Virginia's ability to handle the pressure and then execute in the half court that will make them successful tonight.
Balagoon, as it's well documented, her third team in the ACC, and Balagoon gets out on the block here.
She was ACC Rookie of the Year at Georgia Tech, transferred to Louisville, and is finishing her career here with the Blue Devils. Is Sam Brunell, one of the best shooters in the league. The Notre Dame transfer knocks it down from long range.
What a journey for Brunell. At one time, one of the top players coming out of high school, has now found a home for Coach Mox and Virginia. What a story she is. We'll have more on that throughout this game. Definitely somebody you find yourself pulling for. Taylor, Balagoon, extra pass. Day Wilson off the back of the rim, rebound Virginia.
Klein with the nice rebound, and we talked about her versatility. She puts it on the floor, brings it up the court. She can just do a little bit of everything. Transfer from UConn. Wasn't getting a ton of playing time here. Transferred to Virginia midway through the season last year, became eligible, and is really making an impact for Coach Mox in her first season.
Left open, and the finish right there from Taylor. Taylor, the transfer out of Marquette. There's two Marquette transfers on this Virginia team.
And Taylor didn't play half the season last year. She took medical leave, and she's back, and she's really making an impact. And another offensive foul on a screen by the Blue Devils. That's Reagan Richardson, the transfer from Georgia. Another player that's making a difference first year in her team. There's Coach Mox.
Yeah, first season at Virginia, incredible at Missouri State. I mean, check out her record, 74-15. That is just off the charts awesome.
We said that today. We got to spend some time with her, which was a lot of fun. And we're like, you only have 15 losses in 4 seasons. She just kind of smiled. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, she's brought the winning touch to a program that has not known much about winning. It's their best start since 1994, Virginia. They miss it at the basket. Balagoon with the rebound.
It's a program that had 5 wins last season, and they have started the season 12-0. That's a culture change. Coach Mox telling us they had a lot of good players already in the arsenal. She added a few, and she's all about family. And these players look like they're just having a great time out there. They play hard on the defensive end. They work together. It's pretty successful for them right now as we see the inside pass. Beautiful drop-off pass.
So Brown is on the board. That's the first bucket for Duke.
And Cheyenne Day Wilson with that nice assist. She was last year's ACC Freshman of the Year.
It's 5-2 into the paint. 4 shot out of bounds. Good non-call right there. And De Jesus already in for the aforementioned ACC Freshman of the Year. So Kara Lawson bringing in De Jesus.
It'll be interesting to see how UVA matches up with Kennedy Brown, the 6'6" transfer from Oregon State. She's a great passer out of the pinch. Getting called for another offensive foul, and the bench goes wild for the Cavaliers. And we knew this game was going to be physical. That's third one here. We got the push off by De Jesus and the bench. Bench loving it. Coach Mox all in that one. And we're going to get an offensive foul going the other way. The officials are all over it right now. 4th one in the game, push off there by Cameron Taylor. Four offensive fouls, and we're not even 3 minutes into the game. We'll see.
Wow, I don't think there's much in any of that actually, but Balagoon missing right there.
Klein with another rebound and puts it on the floor, brings it down. Grunell
of travel. Taking one too many steps right there was Taylor Valladay, and Kara Lawson settling in now in her 3rd season. She also only has 15 losses. She was a heck of a basketball player.
She was an amazing point guard for Pat Summitt at Tennessee. She's one of 3 NCAA Division I basketball coaches to play in a Final Four, win an Olympic gold medal, and win a WNBA championship. That's quite a resume.
Slow start for Duke, mostly because of offensive fouls. Brown's got 1 bucket, now 2 buckets. It's 5-4.
And that's great footwork by Brown. And Sam Brunell actually forced her off the block out of position, but she just pivoted and banked her 2nd one off the glass. And what's going to be interesting to watch that Brunell-Brown matchup. Is Virginia going to double team and help out a little bit? Off
the turnover, Taylor will push it. De Jesus sets her feet. Yes. First lead of the game for Duke.
Both these teams love up-tempo. They love to push pace. They love transition. And De Jesus was out here earlier than anybody. We were here around 5:20, and she was out on the court getting shots up.
Taylor again, and bounce pass would have been better served right there as Taylor was pushing it.
Blue Devils getting it done with their defense. That pass overthrown. Celeste Taylor, always with the head up in transition, finds the open De Jesus in transition. And De Jesus, she loves to shoot her 3. She gets lots of shots up, and it pays off. She knocks it down.
A 7-0 run from the home team, Duke.
Let's Duke get in their full court press. We'll see how Virginia handles the pressure here. And it's one thing to handle the pressure, but then you got to get back into the half court and settle in, not let Duke speed you up. You want to control the tempo of the game, but another errant pass there. And here we go, into the half court set with only 15 seconds left on the shot clock. And that's what the press is good at. This is an isolation for the post. They try to throw over the top.
De Jesus will rip it out of there. Scott Taylor on the right. Balagoon running right down the middle.
Kennedy Brown with the block, 6'6". She is the tallest player on the floor, and right now she's been fairly dominating on both ends.
Keeping an eye on Brown is Cameron Taylor. 6'2" is the tallest player, and that's Taylor with the rip. Taylor going to try to attack the basket, and that's a good job finishing at the basket.
And that was a switch on that matchup. Started with Brunell on Brown. Now Brunell's back on Brown. Taylor, quick feet, get around, steal that pass, convert on the other end. Here it comes another Taylor, Celeste Taylor, but she can't convert the layup, and here comes Virginia.
The Cavaliers. Extra pass. Vaughn, the freshman, already in for Coach Mox. The double-double machine. Boy, she's got a really nice touch. McLean, the junior, as you mentioned, transferred from UConn.
And you can just see the versatility, the beautiful footwork, and the soft touch off the glass.
12-0 Virginia, 10-1 Duke. Early on, the whistles were flying, and Kara Lawson didn't like it. They did get a return call. Virginia 9, Duke 7, ACC Women's Hoops on ACC Network Extra. He's so important in this one.
And they're battling back and forth already, and we can see that getting around in the post is going to be important. How you play, are you going to double team? Are you going to let Kennedy Brown catch it low on the block? And we see right now Cameron Taylor gets around with that denial defense, takes the pass away from Kennedy Brown, and is able to convert it into 2 points for her team on the other end.
Yeah, Taylor did a good job working around Oliver. There's Brown in and out. And ripped down by the Cavaliers. London Clarkson, the transfer from Florida State. The transfer portal has changed the game for sure, Debbie.
Well, and for Coach Mox in her first season, she was able to pick up a few players like Sam Brunell, who's a program changer. She said she had a lot of great players in the arsenal. She just had to get them to work on their versatility. They had it, and she's just making it better. But nice follow-up there.
Horsdale. She had missed some games because of injury. Started early in the season, although Coach Lawson will be the first to tell you the starting lineup does not mean a thing to her, and I think she means it.
They have 11 players who average double-digit minutes. So much balance in this Blue Devil lineup. Players coming off the bench have started. It just is on any given day. Another long-range shot See Alexia Smith transfer from Minnesota, knocking down one for the Cavaliers.
Nice three from Smith, and now it's a 3-point lead. As you see, the Duke starters, the bench almost right there with them. So it really does not matter who starts the game. So many players, as you mentioned. Oliver, and an and one for Oliver.
Jordan Oliver, we talked about her passing in the open, and we talked about her versatility, and she can score at will when she wants to. She's so unselfish. You see the little hesitation dribble, and she's got a strong physical build. She powers through, finishes that one, and gets a chance for the three-point play.
So Oliver will go to the line for the Blue Devils and misses the and one. Blue Devils check in at 14th and 18th, respectively, in the NCAA in scoring margin and rebounding margin. But all of that, the consensus is really from both coaches, doesn't matter now that ACC play is starting.
This is going to be a really good test for these programs to see where they are. Neither of them picked high in the rankings this year, but really these programs have just been turned around. They're doing so well to start the season in non-conference. We knew this one was going to be a battle.
Taylor, De Jesus, Corsdale, Oliver, and Brown out there for Coach Lawson in the white uniforms. Duke trailing by 1. Virginia started this game 5-0, 7 back, and a whistle before Taylor.
A little switch on that screen there, and Cameron Taylor at 6'2" picks up Celeste Taylor at 5'11". Celeste Taylor has an extra gear. She can shift it into high gear. She's got a very quick first step, able to turn the corner and draw the foul.
The Tulane transfer, Mia Heidi, will check into the game. Also good size, wearing number 42. De Jesus made one earlier from there, and she'll go to the line and shoot 3 as she's fouled shooting behind the arc.
She loves that corner three-point shot. Virginia going zone on the inbounds there on defense.
So De Jesus get fouled on that 3. De Jesus makes the first. She has appeared in 10 games, has not started any. Started quite a few last year, averaging 16 minutes per game. She has not missed a free throw. She is now a perfect 6 for 6 on the season.
She's just tough. She shared point guard responsibility last year with Cheyenne Day Wilson. She does a little bit of everything. She's a really solid shooter. She works so hard on the defensive end. You can count on her every day to show up and get it done, and that's why she's earning minutes right now.
Yeah, I like her game. Good two-way player. Virginia beating the press the old-fashioned way as Valade handles it all by herself.
And this is where you have to slow down and be able to execute and not let Duke speed you up the way they try to do with their full-court press. Take your time, use your screens, execute in the half-court.
Coach Mox emphasized poise. They need to be poised right now as there's 4 seconds remaining on the shot clock. They'll drive to the basket. That's poise.
That's poise, and that's patience right as the shot clock goes off. Great execution by the Cavaliers.
So we're tied at 14. Corsdale setting that screen for De Jesus. Corsdale, there's contact, and she'll go to the line.
Yeah, they missed her when she was injured. She gives another player with size. She's 6'3". She's a graduate student from Oregon State. She's a veteran. I mean, she knows how to play in high-level games. She's been there before. She gives them some experience.
Really good from the free throw line, 87%. You see it right there. That's a nice, smooth stroke. Ashlyn Jackson, the freshman from China, Texas, will check in the next opportunity for Coach Lawson and Duke. Duke up 1 here with 1:51 remaining in the first.
She's a McDonald's All-American, Jackson. Another great talent off the bench, 6-foot freshman. Great size, versatility. She can play 1 through 3. Another big guard. Blue Devils are long, they're quick, they're athletic. Nice dump off lead ahead pass with the press break and the foul.
Oliver thought she got all ball.
And that's a nice job attacking the press. Create numbers for yourself, get yourself to the free throw line. This game is not disappointed so far, Dean.
No, it's been good. Each team had those early runs. Virginia with 5, then Duke with 7, and then the lead changes have been back and forth here. Virginia with a chance to tie it.
If you want to break a press, get the ball to the middle of the floor, and then you see the quick cut up the floor and the foul on the pull-up jump shot. Nice job by Virginia.
So that they pulled that first one back with an infraction. Here's De Jesus attacking the rim. Don't see a ton of that from De Jesus, and unlucky that she missed it right here. Virginia with a chance to take the lead, and a travel against the Cavaliers. It'll come back to Duke.
Don't know what a great decision that was by De Jesus, but nonetheless, Blue Devils able to get the ball back.
The Cavaliers went undefeated in the non-conference portion of the schedule for just the 3rd time in program history. They did it in 85-86 and 91-92. That was a long time ago. As Coach Mox, a breath of fresh air, contact on De Jesus. A lot of whistles here in the first.
When we talked to Coach Mox about coming home, she's from Virginia and taking over the helm of the Cavalier program. She said, you know, my vision of Virginia basketball is Debbie Ryan and Tammy Reese and Dawn Staley. That's what I grew up with. So she was so excited to be home and have her family who, you know, lives in the Northern Virginia and D.C., Maryland area. They all come to the games. So it's an exciting time for Coach Mox and her family.
Yep, from Herndon, Virginia. Good to be back in the Commonwealth where, man, you look at Virginia and Virginia Tech men and women, a whole lot of wins and very few losses right now. De Jesus gives Duke a 3-point lead.
Blue Devil pressure continues. Nice job handling it.
It's Valladay again. Oliver keeping an eye on Valladay.
Cavaliers getting organized here as time's running off the clock. Little isolation play.
Denied there by Heidi. Oliver will go the other way. De Jesus. One more pass to make. Yes! Perfect extra pass, and Ashlyn Jackson with a 3. And that'll cause Virginia to call a timeout.
Great transition and a nice look to the corner. The pass from De Jesus to Ashlyn Jackson. All started with the block. In transition, the lead ahead pass. The one more. It's up and it's good.
Inbounds for Virginia. The biggest lead of the game for Duke. 6 now, 21-15. After that corner pocket 3, forced Coach Mox to call a timeout to talk it over. What'd she have to say, you think, Debbie?
And I think she's got to be happy with their defensive efforts so far. You got to match up in transition. You got to get a hand in the face of the shooters, but really you got to take care of the ball. Better passes, better patience on offense. Just calm them down a little bit.
6 turnovers for Virginia, 5 for Duke. 6 for 13 Virginia from the floor. Duke 6 for 12.
You know, she knew they were going to face relentless pressure, and she said they had to be able to handle it and run their offense without feeling rushed.
Yeah, every time I call a Duke game, I'm amazed at how many players run in and out of there. And Coach Lawson, it's not like she's got a tablet keeping track of it, and next thing you know, everybody gets their time.
Yeah, 11 players get in the game for the most part on average for Duke. And that is a lot of rotation to manage. You have a busy coaching staff over there on the bench.
I think that's their MO, though, right? All year long, I think they're going to try to roll with that. Usually you see the bench start to get shorter, but it works for Coach Lawson.
It does, and they've had a lot of success early in non-conference play, and it'll be interesting to see if that lineup shortens a little bit when ACC, and now that ACC play is here. You see McLean knock 2 down. Kennedy Brown back in the game. I mean, she causes a problem with her 6'6" frame, and it's how is Virginia going to defend Kennedy Brown? Keep her from getting easy looks. Duke really loves to use her as a passer in the pinch post. She understands the game so well. She sees her teammates.
So it's De Jesus, Jackson, Corsdale, Oliver, and as Debbie Taylor just told you, Brown back into the game. Nice little run from Heidi. De Jesus attacking the basket again. Oliver blocked. Oh, they'll call the whistle right there. I thought it was clean, as McLean thought it was clean too.
Jordan Oliver getting into the paint for the pull-up. McLean whistled for the foul. Virginia faithful, not happy with that call. That's the second on McLean. Talking to Carla Fountain, the official. She's going to have to come out and exit in the first quarter, and that's crucial for Virginia right now, as their leading scorer averages a double-double, takes a seat.
Yeah, that is massive. Oliver, the only Duke player that has missed free throws. Duke 7 for 9 now. Oliver's missed 2. Trying to go 1 for 3, and she's missed all 3. ACC women's basketball season matching up perfectly with the holiday season. Virginia undefeated. Taylor hits a spot, but it's Duke 21, UVA 17 after 1. Virginia only has 11 players on their roster.
You can see, and the bench for Duke averages almost 33 points a game, and tonight they're already good for 17 points. So Duke can run in different players, different lines, depending on their opponent, and they get a lot of production from their bench. Tonight, 17 points in the first quarter. Virginia tries a back cut, well defended by Duke.
3 for Virginia off the back of the rim. Rebound for the Notre Dame transfer to go off the leg of Brown, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Cavaliers.
We knew this was going to be a defensive battle. I mean, both these teams in the top 10 in the country holding their opponents. Duke holds their opponents to under 32 points a game, 32% shooting, I'm sorry. Virginia holds their opponents under 33% shooting. 2 really solid defensive programs, as we see Celeste Taylor in transition, and she converts.
Corsdale played a big role in that outlet. And the lead is 6 for Duke.
Blue Devil defense can often just be stifling. They get up in passing lanes. They defend ball screens well. They put a lot of pressure on the ball. They play you full court. They really never give you a chance to breathe. And they have so much length and athleticism. They can take away vision, and they force a lot of contested jump shots. That was a tough shot right there by Taylor Valladay.
Day Wilson back in here, second quarter for Coach Lawson. Corsdale's had a long run. Day Wilson back to her left hand, stop and pop, back of the rim, rebound. Transition is on. Coach Mock said Virginia wants to run with Duke, and tripping really over her own feet right there was Smith. So Duke will go the other way. Smith slow to get back, setting for a 3. Corsdale got a piece of it, and it's going to stay with Duke.
Right now for the Blue Devils, you have 6'6" Kennedy Brown, 6'3" Tay Corsdale in there. Pretty big lineup. Virginia playing without their leading scorer and leading rebounder McLean, who's on the bench with 2 fouls right now.
Yeah, there's 2 Cavaliers with 2 fouls early on, and they are not as deep as Duke as we talked about. There's another foul called against Virginia. That one will be on Taylor. Coach Mox assisted by Elisha Bond from Ohio State, Tori Jankoska from Michigan State, and C.J. Jones from Francis Mary. And her whole staff from Missouri State went with her. That shows a lot about the quality of Coach Mox.
Well, she talks a lot about family, and that's the key word in their culture. Family that sticks together. She had a great staff. They only lost 15 games in 3 years during their time there.
Brown trying to use her footwork. Corsdale working hard. Taylor missing a three.
Nice box out there by Sam Brunell.
Well, we mentioned Virginia's not very big, but they lead the ACC in rebounding margin, so they all do it together. Going back to the family, I asked her about rebounding at the end of practice, and she said exactly, leading to what you were talking about. Again, it's family. We do it all together. It doesn't matter if you're a guard or a post. We attack the glass.
Well, that's what she likes about her players. She wants versatile players. She wants post players who can shoot the three. She wants guards who can post up, and she wants players who can rebound and do a little bit of everything. Multi-dimensional.
Day Wilson go back to the post. Brown has missed back-to-back 5-6 footers.
Duke's had several opportunities to convert. Haven't been able to, but you see the pressure of Duke, how they make it difficult just to pass the basketball. It's a beautiful move, but 6'6" Brown makes it difficult. She can alter shots.
That was Clarkson. Then a collision. And Taylor Valladay, one of two players from Marquette, Valladay and Cameron Taylor.
See the rebound in the outlet here, and just kind of knocked knees. Cheyenne Day Wilson went down to Taylor Valladay, the senior. She's another really important piece of this Virginia team. No, if they just went knee to knee. Right now, she's clearly in a little bit of pain.
Both these teams have taken 18 shots. Both these teams have made 7. You can see Coach Mox out there to check on Taylor Valladay.
And we said they only have 11 players on the roster right now. 2 key players with 2 fouls. McLean and Taylor, and now Taylor Valladay with an injury. Hopefully they can get her back soon.
Yeah.
Struggling to put weight on it, though.
Valladay scored 12 against your alma mater, William and Mary. She also had 6 assists in the wins against Minnesota, ECU, and Morgan State. She is a very important player, as is Mir McLean, who's got those 2 fouls. So Duke with the 4-point lead, a little over 7 minutes left here in the first half. They have been trying to get it to Brown. This is the 3rd time she rolls into it, and fouled by Brunell. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Brunell gets behind. Brown puts the ball on the floor. London Clarkson comes over to help. Tags her on the arm. You got to play hands straight up. Too many sloppy fouls right now for Virginia, and they could prove costly for them down the stretch. You see that ball goes inside, and they're choosing to play behind Kennedy Brown. She's got that nice jump hook. It's hard to defend her one-on-one at 6'6".
Free throws are the difference in the score right now. As I mentioned, both teams 7 for 18. Duke now 7 for 12 from the line. Brown missed the first, makes the second.
And we had a pretty big offensive first quarter, and right now both teams only combined for 5 points.
Balagoon, who started the game, is back in.
Brown gets a little rest, and this gives Duke a shorter but quicker lineup with Balagoon at the 4.
Wow, pretty much coast to coast right there for Lawson.
Wow, Caden Lawson, the junior. That was beautiful take. Nice bucket for Virginia. They needed that one.
They cut the Duke lead to 3. Day Wilson running the point. Balagoon.
A switch on those screens by Virginia. Now they're going to switch back. Get Brunell back in the paint.
Corsdale back to Taylor. Oh, forgot the basketball. And then force that shot, they'll say, off of Virginia.
Celeste Taylor does a really nice job reading defense. Makes the pass. Defender turns her head, and she immediately makes the back cut to the basket and loses the ball. Is able to recover. Blue Devil basketball.
De Jesus right back in there for Day Wilson. Taylor, quick shot. Rebound for Virginia. Dale. Transfer from Brown. Forced shot. Rebound underneath by Brunel, and Brunel, it traveled, took an extra step. It'll come back to Duke.
I like the effort by Brunel, and they're really going to need her to step up big with key players on the bench for them. They need her scoring. They need her leadership. She's battling down low.
Coach Mox wants an explanation as 9 turnovers already for her Cavaliers.
Really, with those 9 turnovers, they're lucky right now that it is only a 3-point game. Can't come into Cameron and turn the ball over against the Blue Devils. They're too good defensively. They'll capitalize on it. They'll score.
Then you've got, as you said already, the double-double machine in McLean on the bench with those 2 fouls. She remains on the bench. Valladay also injured. It's got to be part of the story. In and out. Brown rips it down. Coach Mox not happy about that whistle either, but crossed the hand.
And that'll be the 2nd foul on Lawson. And it's these touch fouls that are getting Virginia in trouble. On the rebound, Kennedy Brown gets it. She brings it down. Draws the foul. And the fouls are adding up for the Cavaliers. There's the double team. Nice kick out.
Taylor. So Taylor from 3.
And credit Kennedy Brown for that. We said she's a great passer. She knows when the double's coming. She's got a lot of experience. Finds the open Taylor, and she knocks it down.
6-point lead. Virginia in major foul trouble here. Extra move. Ripped out of there by Taylor.
Little cross screen to get Sam Brunel open. I like it. Put it in the hands of Brunel. She's a scorer. There's the turnover that they needed, and there's the foul by De Jesus. And here's big post up by Kennedy Brown. And when the dig comes in, watch Celeste Taylor relocate to the corner. She gets her feet set, and she drains the 3. Nice pass by Brown. Nice shot by Taylor.
Taylor with 5 points, 1 for 2 from 3. Taylor, Balagoon, Brown, Richardson. Day Wilson right back in there. They sit down, and they're not down very long. And you got to check yourself a couple times and make sure who Kara Lawson has out there.
You got to go in and make the most of your minutes, and that's what these Blue Devils do. They go in and they play hard. Every member contributing right now. And right now in Cameron Indoor, it's Duke 27, Virginia 21.
For the visitors from Virginia right now.
Yeah, really starting to stack up. We've got Clarkson with 3, Taylor with 2, McLean with 2, Lawson with 2. So some of their big players now riddled with foul trouble. Not a deep bench, only 11 players on the roster, and we'll see if they're going to be able to cut into this 6-point lead with under 5 to go in the 2nd quarter.
We'll also keep an eye on Valladay. She is on the bench, needed help over to the bench. She is a key part of this Cavalier team that comes in undefeated. Team that only won 5 games a year ago. Final seconds of the shot clock. They got to force a bad shot, and there'll be a shot clock violation. Come back to Duke.
Duke's defense just really, really looking strong. Nothing's easy for Virginia. Coach Lawson talks about being disruptive defensively, having consistent defensive effort, forcing your opponents into contested outside shots, and they're doing exactly that, forcing challenge shots on every possession.
Dave Wilson will bring it up. Taylor, Balagoon, Brown, and Richardson out there wearing the white Duke uniforms. Good hands from Virginia as Carol Miller, the senior, inbounds to Brown. Good movement here from Duke. Shot clock. Brown ready to shoot it. That's what you want right there.
Wow, she's beating him from the inside, and now she's going to beat him from the outside. Kennedy Brown having quite the game.
Richardson falls down. Taken back by Virginia.
Sam Brunel hasn't really gotten a good look since the first quarter at the three-point line, and she's such an efficient three-point shooter, but Blue Devils doing a great job with their scout, getting a hand in her face.
Officials stop here to adjust the shot clock. They'll put it at 25. And they'll move Coach Lawson aside for the inbounds. Kenna Dale from Storrs, Connecticut, transfer from Brown. Dale, Brunel, Lawson, Vaughn, and Miller out there for Coach Mox and the Cavaliers. They trail by 8. Tough shot, denied by Brown. Doing it on both sides of the court right now, Debbie.
Brown's just been stellar on defense. I mean, there's nothing around the rim that's been available for Virginia.
Open.
And a nice pass, and it was before Brown to Taylor, and now it's Taylor to Brown, and Virginia calls timeout.
9 points for Brown on 4 of 7 shooting, 2 rebounds and a couple blocks.
You see defense, here's Brown. She scored on the offensive end. She blocks on the defense end, which gets transition going, a little screen and roll, and Celeste Taylor to Kennedy Brown, the beautiful pass for the easy lay-in. That's what Duke this year is doing so well. They share the basketball incredibly well. They find the open teammate. They assist on 61% of their field goals. That's a pretty impressive stat.
Kennedy Brown, the junior from the state of Kansas, transfer from Oregon State. There's a couple Oregon State players on this Duke team. Was listed on the 2023 Lisa Leslie Award watch list, so certainly great pedigree coming in. 17 double-figure games in her career, and she is 1 away from double figures already.
Well, having that solid post presence just opens up the perimeter, and Duke now has tremendous balance on offense with an inside-outside game. And man, what a defensive presence Kennedy Brown is as well.
Virginia shooting under 33%. Balagoon had it for a moment. Brown there to clean it up. Taylor will push it. Now the Duke offense will set with Day Wilson. Right back to Taylor. Taylor looks over to Kara Lawson for the play. Brown starting to feel it with her left hand. Missed. So Brown now 4 for 8 from the floor.
She's getting great position down low around the rim. Sam Brunel down there playing by herself, fighting hard.
Virginia trying to end a 7-0 run here from Duke.
You can see this Duke defense just has Virginia out of sync. They just want to get to halftime, make some adjustments. Nice take to the rim. Unable to finish. Brunel with their rebound. She's going to the free throw line. Sam Brunel, we talked about her, the Notre Dame transfer. She's working hard. She is from the state of Virginia. Was down to Notre Dame in Virginia when she was being recruited. There was a coaching change of Virginia, and she chose to go to Notre Dame, and she finished her degree in 3 years, which opened up the possibility for her to transfer home. The University of Virginia is less than 20 miles from her home in Ruckersville, Virginia. So now her family gets to see her play, gets to travel with the team. She gets to finish her 2 years of her career at UVA.
Followed her into Cameron Indoor, and her backpack still had a Notre Dame luggage tag.
She's got to do something about that. She can really stretch a defense. I mean, it's 6'2", and you see she plays underneath defensively. She can post up, but she can also step out and knock down a 3.
Corsdale, who has looked good off the bench, back in there for Coach Lawson as Brunel from the charity stripe ends that 7-0 run for Duke. Heidi's back in. 3 missed by Duke, and they go over the backboard. What do they call there?
I think it hit the top of the backboard. Virginia has not scored for the last 5 minutes. No field goals in the last 5 minutes. Duke again with the dead ball is able to get into their press.
Virginia 8 for 26 from the floor out there with Miller. Valladay back out there. That's huge. She's got the ball.
They need her out there. McKenna Dale, a little too quick, throws it out of bounds, but having Valladay back in the lineup, it's nice for the Cavaliers.
It's 11 turnovers, though, for Virginia, some of them unforced.
You know, that's going to be probably the biggest thing that's addressed at halftime, taking care of the ball, handling the pressure. And there's Corsdale pushing through that screen. She's going to get called for the foul. It's been a kind of a physical game, Dean.
I think they called that on Heidi.
Oh, was that Heidi?
42.
It was Heidi.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
1:35 remaining. As you mentioned, Virginia without a field goal in the last 5 minutes and 20 seconds, and yet they're only down 8. They break the press. Dale gets it, sets her feet, air ball. Well, she was thinking shot the entire time, but was not close. There's Day Wilson, finds the lane, left hand up and in.
You can't keep her down long. She's got a driving line. She'll find it and she'll finish it.
First bucket of the game for Day Wilson. Keeping an eye on Valladay. Valladay trying to use the handle. Back cut from Dale, and Dale is fouled underneath the basket there. Kind of bailed out, really.
And with this Duke pressuring, they're way up in passing lanes. You've got to use some back cuts. You got to get yourself open. That was a nice cut. Duke almost got their hand on it. Blue Devil defense right now is swarming, and they are really dictating the tempo of this game.
So now Jackson will come into the game for Richardson. Dale helping Virginia 6 for 7 from the line. Now 6 for 8. Heidi with the rebound. Heidi, Day Wilson, Corsdale, Jackson. Blocked from behind. Heidi. Quick response there, and Heidi up and in for 2.
That's being in the right place at the right time. And Celeste Taylor with the deflection goes off the leg of Sam Brunel, and the Blue Devils get the ball back.
You can see Taylor trying to pump up. Nice crowd here at Cameron Indoor.
Right there, Celeste Taylor gets a hand on it, knocks it off Brunel's leg. She knows it's their ball. Blue Devils get another chance to widen this lead. Down low to Heidi. Virginia with the leak out, and see if they can convert for 2 here.
Corsdale missed it on one end, and making it on the other end is Miller for Virginia. One of their last 9 after that bucket from Miller. And this will be the last shot of the first half for Duke. Carol Lawson calling out the play for her Duke Blue Devils. Day Wilson's got it. Here they go. 7 seconds. Corsdale. Day Wilson from way downtown. Yes! She calls one up and a 3. It's 38-26 at the half.
She loves it. She's got a lot of long range. She knows how to score, and that is an exclamation point on the end of the second quarter to give the Blue Devils a 12-point lead. Look how far behind the line Day Lewis is, and as the shot clock winds down.
Don't forget, McLean only 8 minutes with those 2 fouls. As you see the 19 bench points, Virginia giving up 14 points off 12 turnovers. Third quarter underway. Great to be alongside former William and Mary player and coach Debbie Taylor. I'm Dean Linke.
You know, Virginia's happy to have their leading scorer and leading rebounder, Mir McLean, back in the game.
Balagoon looking for her first points of the game, misses from 3. Virginia would love to start with a basket here. Driving to the basket off the front of the rim. Rebound Duke. Duke going the other way. Day Wilson, who had that big 3 to put a capper on the first half. Extra pass, rebound Virginia. There's McLean. Ripped back away. McLean's got to be careful not to get her third. Almost did. And it'll go out of bounds. Wow, she was lucky there.
She really was. You're right. She doesn't want to go back to the bench. She sat for a long time. Her team desperately needs her. Only played 8 minutes in the first half due to foul trouble.
Her last 3 games, 19 points, 13 rebounds per game. In this one, 4 points, on 1 of 3 shooting, 2 for 2 from the stripe, but only played 9 minutes.
She's got a whole half to remedy that situation, so we'll see what she does. And you see the ball pressure, how difficult it makes passing. Calling for the ball in the paint. Great closeout by Celeste Taylor, and every shot taken by the Cavaliers is a tough one.
Wayne Richardson, the sophomore from Charlotte, showing some muscle down low. Ripped that down with one hand. Still the same score as the halftime score. Brown. Day Wilson hit the 3 and hits another 3. Day Wilson with another long distance call.
She loves it, and you do not want to let Cheyenne Day Wilson get going. She brings a lot of energy and fun to her teammates. I said last year's ACC Freshman of the Year. We're going to get a push off there on Caden Lawson. Another foul on the Cavaliers. Good on-ball defense. We see the Blue Devils working it. The ball goes in, and again, Kennedy Brown looks outside, finds Day Wilson, and she knocks it down. That inside-outside attack working well for the Blue Devils tonight.
Day Wilson with that 3 to end the first half, now sitting on 8. Her season high is 17, and their only loss of this season to UConn. She had 26 against Troy in her freshman campaign, one that Debbie Taylor said led her to be named the ACC Freshman of the Year. Brown, good footwork, using the rim up and in. She's in double figures.
Wow, she's having quite a game tonight. And Cameron Taylor trying to guard 6'6" Brown by herself. Brown with some fancy footwork.
Biggest lead of the game for Duke. And McLean will go back to the line as she is fouled by Balagoon.
And that's good for Virginia. They need to stop the bleeding. They need to start putting some points on the board, but really credit the Blue Devil defense. They have been just dominating and dictated the flow and really everything that's happened in this game.
McLean, 5 double-doubles this year, 2 20-point games, a career-high 17 rebounds at William & Mary.
She's just a tremendous athlete, and she plays so hard. And only 5'11", she plays much bigger than 5'11", but she can do a little bit of everything. Nice knocking down back-to-back free throws there, and now Virginia is going to extend their defense and try to create more possessions. And they do just that.
Yeah, they get it back to McLean, and here comes McLean now on a heater. She's got 8. Taylor dealing with some pressure from McLean. McLean, the tip of that press right there, got it back after the turnover and put it up and in.
You see how valuable she is to her team. And here we go again into the post.
Brown back to Balagoon. Balagoon looking for her first basket. Not even close. McLean feeding off the contact. Brunel. It'll stay with Duke.
Duke's done a fantastic job on Sam Brunel tonight. She's such a great three-point shooter, but she's such a prolific scorer for the Cavaliers. And she's been held right now to 5 points. She's only taken 5 shots.
Debbie, we're basically looking at full court man-to-man right here from Virginia.
Worked for them last time. They know they need to get the ball back. They need to cut into this 13-point lead, so they're going to try to force Duke into some turnovers and some quick buckets. But what that does on the other end is creates opportunity for potential three-point shots. Cavaliers, here they come, one of their few transition opportunities.
Looked like an offensive foul, and it is. Shoving with the arm there was Taylor, the senior from Peoria, Illinois.
Here we go, and credit Duke with the ability to get back on defense. Virginia's a really good transition team, but we'll see the arm bar extended there. Cameron Taylor called for the foul. Blue Devils done a really nice job getting back on defense and limiting transition buckets for UVA.
Corsdale into the game for Balagoon. Taylor breaks the press. And attacking the basket, fouled at the rim, is Richardson. The sophomore from Charlotte will go to the line to shoot 2.
Nice job breaking the press and attacking the press. If you're going to extend your defense, that's an invitation to attack. Reagan Richardson, opportunity to earn some from the free throw line.
Misses the first. 8 for 13 from the line for Coach Lawson's Duke Blue Devil team. Makes the second. The lead is 14. Duke with a little full court press of their own. McLean, good pass to center court. And now Lawson will give it up to set up the offense here for the Cavaliers. They used a lot of the shot clock, though, on that press.
Duke press has been really effective today, forcing Virginia to take up time, getting the ball across half court, and then getting into their offensive set. Now we're down under 5.
Brunell, pressure, and just getting it off. Great defense from Duke. It'll go out of bounds off of Virginia and back to Duke.
Nothing has been easy for the Cavaliers.
Virginia now 10 for 33 from the floor, 2 for 10 from deep. Taylor all by herself. Good backdoor pass. Richardson didn't like her spot, gives it back to Taylor. Now Richardson again. They're almost daring her to take the 3. The runner forced. They'll go back to Virginia. Right down Main Street. That's how you finish. Lawson for 2.
There's transition.
So Lawson now with 4. Taylor, Corsdale, Brown, Richardson, and Day Wilson. Day Wilson gives it up to Richardson. Richardson off the rim.
Nice box out by Virginia. See if they can put back-to-back baskets together here.
That miss now has Duke at 38%. Virginia kind of forced a 3 there. Duke going the other way. Outlet is on. Day Wilson, Taylor up and in.
Long shot equals long rebound, and Duke does a great job getting it down in transition, but right back at you by Virginia as Mir McLean lays in the easy 2.
McLean did not move. That was a true cherry pick in his best form.
Standing in the same spot.
Somehow, some way, Virginia's cut it to 12. You feel like Duke is running away with this, but this Cavalier team is 12-0 for a reason. It's Duke 46, Virginia 34. Virginia 34.
Virginia is going to need to get some offense going here in the third quarter if they want to cut into this 12-point lead. You can see they started out with a bang, 17 points in the first quarter, 6 for 14, and since then have only scored 17 points on 6 of 22 field goal shooting. Credit the Duke defense. Again, Mir McLean sat on the bench for the majority of the second quarter, majority of the first half. She's back out there now. We'll see if Virginia can put a dent in this lead.
Rebounding was a big stat for Virginia. They lead the ACC in rebounding margin. Of course, that's with non-conference play. They have out-rebounded Duke just by 2. 26 rebounds for Virginia, 24 for Duke. And Heidi thought she had 2 right there. Ripped down by McLean. McLean starting to beef up her numbers as she's got 8 points to go with 7 rebounds.
Duke's done a nice job getting the ball down low into the post player. They have a height advantage. Nice screen and roll. Nice help, but there's the foul by Heidi, which will send Sam Brunell to the free throw line. I like the use of Sam Brunell in that screen and roll. Get her a touch, get her close to the rim.
We're going to step aside here, be back with more. Duke leading by 12 over Virginia.
We said this game would be a test, and for Virginia, really a barometer to see where they are. 12-0 for the first time since 91-92. 3 double-digit scorers, plus 15 in the rebound margin. 25th in the net ranking, but they haven't played a net top 50 opponent. So this is their first one, and we'll get to see by the end of this game what that means for them. They're going to learn a lot about themselves and where they are and where they need to go. Right now, an 11-point game, Sam Brunell on the free throw line. She has not missed a free throw this season. There was her first miss. Virginia able to secure the ball and get another opportunity to score.
This is huge. They've cut the lead to 11. It'll be the first time in quite some time if they can get some points here where they have cut the lead under double digits. Taylor not happy with the call.
Well, I like the call on offense. McLean down low, posting up Taylor. He's got a little height advantage, tremendous leaper. Able to draw the foul.
Good pass down low, little leaner, and the lead is cut to 9. The Cavaliers feeling it here in the second half.
Nice bucket by London Clark, banking that off the glass.
So Clarkson, her first basket. They get it down to Brown.
Great help in the low post that time on Kennedy Brown.
Taylor in and out. Brown. Brown was there for the rebound, knocked out of bounds by Brunell. It'll stay with Duke.
When Virginia chooses to help on Kennedy Brown, it opens up the perimeter, and we've seen how Duke has been able to capitalize on that. That time they couldn't knock the 3 down.
Good look there at Coach Mox. Corsdale thought she shuffled her feet. Instead, she gets the basket. Corsdale, solid shift. She's got 6.
Right into the press to Jesus with the face guard on Vaughn.
McLean. She can do everything. Great block defensively there by Duke. Handled there by Ashlyn Jackson.
Mir McLean really can do everything. She just takes it off the rim and goes coast to coast. Posts up down low, shoots from the outside. Sedge, 3-level scorer, a true two-way player.
That one, though, Debbie, I think she forced a little bit. Jackson was there ready for it. They try to find Brown.
I think she's trying to help her team get back in this game.
Brown. Like she got hit 4 or 5 times, but every time it was on the ball. Good defense by number 33 for Virginia Brunell.
Alexia Smith with the drive to the basket. Again, Virginia's size down low really makes it difficult to get a good look at the rim.
Balladay, McLean, Smith, Brunell, and Clarkson on the court for Virginia.
Wow.
Another offensive foul here.
Little elevator screen there, and McLean tried to push her way through it. Well defended by Duke.
That's 4 now on McLean.
I think at this stage of the game, Coach Mox is going to leave her out there. She knows how valuable she is.
She did send a player to the scorer's table, but right now McLean's got to be careful. You feel like you want to attack her. Brown, rebound by McLean. McLean now with 8 rebounds to go with her 8 points. 2:22 remaining in the third.
Double high post screen. Re-screen.
Denied by Brown.
Well covered again by Duke.
That's 3 blocks for Brown. Brown with 11 points, couple rebounds, and 3 blocks.
McLean's going to have a seat probably for the rest of this quarter.
The rip out there from Taylor. Taylor, outlet, Corsdale, oh, missed it. Rebound underneath by De Jesus, gets it back to Corsdale. Jackson extra pass. Taylor, who started this transition, with the finish.
There's that unselfish ball movement, the hustle play to get the ball back. Share of the basketball, Celeste Taylor with the easy look at the basket.
Duke has scored 50 as Coach Lawson telling Oliver to check in. Balladay, if you missed the first half, she actually needed help to get over to the bench, but looks to be okay.
You see Duke does such a great job guarding one-on-one, taking away driving lines. Here's Brunell. She's been working so hard all night, getting herself to the line again. Sam Brunell with the rip and go. Taya Corsdale with the little foul. Brunell just trying to put her team on her back, will them to win. Opportunity to earn 2 from the line here, cut it to an 11-point lead. Still plenty of time left in this one, Dean.
Plenty of time. They had cut it to 9 here in the second half. Good response from Coach Lawson's Duke team to get it back up in double digits. Brunel looking for point number 8 and cut the lead back to 11. Brunel now 5 for 6 from the line. As you mentioned, she's only missed 1 all season long, and it came in this game, right when you talked about it. Jackson. Brown gives it up.
Duke loves to run scissors cut off the high post with Brown as a passer. Again, such great floor vision, the ability to turn and do that. Virginia unable to corral that rebound. Will stay with the Blue Devils.
Goes off the fingertips of Miller, the senior from Alexandria, Virginia. Balagoon. Jackson from 3. Rebound, Oliver.
Another opportunity for Duke.
Remember, Virginia came in as the #1 rebound margin in the ACC, top 10 nationally. But this is when it gets real, right? The competition has changed. We broke down that NET breakdown as well. It's going to be a different level of competition time after time, every game.
Right, and then the players in the ACC get bigger, more athletic, quicker. Right now, Virginia +2 rebounds in this game.
Breaking the press, Valladay denied by Brown. That's 4 blocks now for number 21. And Balagoon uses her body to knock Valladay down, and Balagoon called for the foul.
We've had a lot of offensive fouls in this game, and let's take a look at this one and just drive right in to Brown. Not the smartest move. Balagoon there gets called for an elbow. Tough to see from our angle. Nonetheless, Virginia ball.
Lee Volker, when the season started, she was in the starting lineup.
She was, because she makes great decisions. She can play a little bit of everything. She can defend the post. You're going to get a travel call right there. Cameron Taylor didn't like that one. Virginia's trying everything they can do to put the ball in the basket.
That was Volker defensively. Right after Debbie Taylor told you how good she can defend on the post, she did it on the post. To Jesus. Thought it was a backcourt violation. Good defense from Valladay.
Virginia averages 78 points a game. And right now, 39 on the board.
Brown comes out to get it. Brown, good pass. Jackson, yes! Brown with the assist to Jackson, and Duke back up big here.
When you have a 6'6" player who can pass the ball like Kennedy Brown, that's just amazing. Great job.
So Duke finished strong to end the first half. They'll finish strong to end the third quarter.
And you're that skilled in the paint, and you can pass the ball away. Kennedy Brown does. What a centerpiece for Duke. What a tremendous addition to this already talented Blue Devils squad.
Went to break, calling her the Will Black of the team. Will Black, our fine producer-director, stepping in for Chad Lampman, who's headed up north. We wish the Lampman family happy holidays. Duke starting the fourth here with a 53-39 lead. Corsdale will go to the line to shoot 2. Bringing you all the shots, our cameramen and women, Chris DeBow, McKenna Andrew, Ivan Pacheco, Phil Robinson, Chris Metzloff, Daniel Bentley, some of the best in the biz. Corsdale, 16 minutes, 6 points, nice performance, couple rebounds. She'll go to the line to add to it, up and in.
9 different players have scored for the Blue Devils. We talked about their ability to score when they're starting lineup and the players that come in off the bench. So much balance. 25 points from the bench today for Duke. We also talked about the Blue Devils defense being one of the top in the country. Number 2 in the NCAA with points allowed per game at 48.5. Right now, Virginia at 39.
Virginia. There's Virginia, so good rebounding, offensive rebound. Had a 3, stepped in, Smith for 2.
Virginia's going to need to start adding up offensive rebounds now because they're going to need more possessions than Duke if they want to cut into this 14-point lead. Going to have to do it with their aggressive defense, extend their defense, press a little bit, take care of the basketball, and crash the offensive glass.
Dead even, 10 offensive rebounds for both teams. Heidi trying to get big on the post. Corsdale in and out. Oh, I thought that was in. Good defense from Virginia, taking Duke down to the final second of the shot clock there, Debbie.
Virginia's a really good defensive team. The Blue Devils have just done such a great job using their height advantage today with Kennedy Brown, using some inside-out offense, taking care of the basketball, knocking down shots.
Yeah, Coach Mox, that will be one of her challenges. Their tallest player is 6'2", and we talked about it during the break. Brown at 6'6", and plays even longer than that. And they're going to see more of that as they start to face these other ACC teams.
Yeah, I mean, Duke's got Heidi at 6'3", Corsdale at 6'3". All their guards, 6'6", long and athletic. Lots of options for the Blue Devils. Alexia Smith, 5'8" junior, on the free throw line.
She's got 8.
Cavaliers 12 for 15, 80% tonight, 13 for 16. Keeping themselves in this game. Gives them the opportunity to set up their press, see if they can turn the Blue Devils over again.
I want to put an ISO camera on Coach Lawson at some point and figure out how she makes these decisions on subs, as the turnover's right there. Rebound by Corsdale.
Those are just opportunities. If you create them, you can't miss them at this point in the game. It's an easy layup.
Day Wilson. Oh my, that's 5. Wow, just really unfortunate, as McLean can't even believe it. I mean, you break down those 5 fouls.
She got called, looked like, for using her lower body, her knee, to push out defensively in the post, which gives her 5th foul. She leaves the game with 8 points. Barely able to see time on the court due to foul trouble, and she, as we said, averages a double-double. Such a big part of this Cavalier team, and they've had to play without her most of the night here in Cameron.
Yeah, she's only played 16 minutes, and her night is over. As Taylor's hustle, we'll say, off of Taylor and back to Virginia. Eight minutes remaining in the game. Somehow, some way, the lead is still only 12. McLean on the bench, Valladay, and it's cut to 10.
I like to see that competitiveness of Taylor Valladay. She is quite a competitor. She averages almost 10 points a game. She's a big scorer for them.
She's got 5.
Another turnover.
So Valladay fouled by Taylor.
Poor Valladay, she's been knocked all over the place tonight. She's going to take her time getting up here. For Duke right now, they have to take care of the basketball. They've got the 10-point cushion. They need to control the tempo of this game. They like to go fast, but no need to hurry. Use some clock on your possessions. Virginia with a chance to cut this to single digits.
Amazing. Valladay again looking for the and one. She'll go back to the line to try to cut the lead back to 8.
That was a whole lot of misdirection to create that driving line for Valladay. As you see everybody go into the one side, Valladay go into the hoop strong, drawing the foul. Here we go, Dean. She makes these. We have an 8-point game with 7.5 to go.
I gotta believe that Coach Mox's 4-year-old son, Eze Hamilton, and her husband, Billy, are starting to dial it in right now, watching this one on ACC Network Extra.
Well, the whole family. Coach Mox has a pretty large family. I'm sure they're all cheering strong.
Fortunate there for Valladay. Now 1 for 3 from the line. Hits the second. Once again, for the second time in this half, Virginia has cut it to 9. De Jesus. Corsdale knocking Valladay to the ground. No whistle that time. De Jesus all by herself, swatted out of there. Get it out of here. Cameron Taylor with the swat.
Cameron Taylor, I think, just got called for a technical for taunting. And that just was not the smartest move at this stage in the game. You had a little momentum. You blocked a shot, a great defensive play. You cannot taunt the offensive player. The officials have come together. They were all over it.
Coach Mox is not happy at all.
Coach Mox knew her team was starting to come to life. You see this little hesitation move by De Jesus. There's the great block by Cameron Taylor. I don't know if that was directed at anybody. She's just showing a little energy and intensity. Hard to see when she turned the corner down there. Coach Mox, though, not happy with it. Carla Fountain trying to explain. A lot of adversity for them tonight coming into Cameron. A lot of fouls, good players in foul trouble. But still a lot of time left in this one, and only a 9-point game. And De Jesus will go to the free throw line. She's only taken 4 on the year. She's made them all. Gives Virginia a chance to get their team together, regroup. Officials calling him back out now.
So the taunting call against Taylor puts De Jesus on the line for 2 here. Let's see. Taylor says, get it out of here.
You can see how she directs her eyes down at her and says something. And the official was right there and saw the whole thing. And that's not going to be tolerated, and that will give Duke the basketball back as they take an 11-point lead.
So that's 4 now on Taylor with that technical. And I got to tell you, as a coach, and you were a successful coach, I can feel Coach Mox's frustration with some of these calls, including that one.
Foul trouble has really been a thorn in their side tonight. It's hard enough to come in and play an ACC opponent on the road and play in Cameron. It's a travel right there by Kennedy Brown. But this has been rough. Your best players in foul trouble early in the game. It's tough to win on the road anywhere, but they've had to fight through some difficult situations tonight.
It's going to be hard not to find yourself pulling for Coach Mox. She has turned this program around in short order. Virginia was essentially left for dead the last 2 years, and then COVID in the middle of it, and they're undefeated. They may not win this game, but they're going to be a tough out for all the ACC teams.
Well, and they were in the coaches' poll, ranked number 25 this week, and that is the first time Virginia has been ranked in the coaches' poll since March 8th, 2010.
That's a long time.
So, I mean, Coach Mox really coming to Charlottesville and bringing this program back to life, doing a fantastic job.
Now, short. That would have been huge. There's an offensive rebound. Fighting with it, Taylor with some muscle.
I love Taylor's passion and her fire. I love how competitive she is.
Hard not to, and once again, it's just a 9-point lead. Taylor, De Jesus, Corsdale, Brown, and Richardson out there at the moment for Coach Lawson and Duke. Plenty of time, 6:20 left. Elbow shot misses, and Taylor again with the rip.
Nice box out by Sam Brunel to make sure Kennedy Brown was kept off the boards. Here comes Virginia in transition. They've been kind of held back all night, but they're starting to run.
So the foul will go against Richardson. Valladay. I think she called it during the shot.
Valladay just shifts it into high gear and attacks the rim. Clearly draws the foul. Carla Fountain all over that one.
I think Carla had like 3 players she could pick from on who to call the foul against.
Valladay's a 62% free throw shooter. Both of these really important. Virginia continuing to cut into this lead.
And doing it without their double-double machine, Mamir McLean, who came in averaging 13 points and 10 rebounds per game and is out of the game with 5 fouls. Corsdale. The high screen gets it back. And a turnover. And Virginia now with a chance to cut it to 6 or even 5. Debbie, there is a lot of time left in this game.
Well, and Virginia, despite their leading scorer, leading rebounder being on the bench. There's a fire. That tech call lit a little fire underneath them. They were not happy with it. They're playing with a renewed energy and a renewed passion.
Yeah, Taylor leading that passion.
Love to see Sam Brunel get a look from behind the three.
Valladay wanted that one so bad. Balagoon had the box out but didn't go and get the basketball. Bailed out there, though, as Brunel was out of bounds.
The fans in Cameron have kind of gone quiet.
They really have. It's almost like they can't believe that Virginia's hanging around. A lot of these fans here to bring their teddy bears. That was really cool at halftime.
It's become an annual event here in Cameron, and fans bring teddy bears for the Children's Hospital, the Duke Children's Hospital, and then the opponent's Children's Hospital as well. It's really, really a nice event. It was raining teddy bears.
Yeah, it was. De Jesus, Duke needs it. De Jesus delivers a three.
They said she was out here before the game started. She loves the corners, one of the hardest shots in basketball, and she's knocked down 2 of them tonight.
She's got 13 for Duke off the bench. Valladay turns it over. De Jesus on the outlet. De Jesus, oh, what a pass. Balagoon cannot finish. Taylor is there, and she'll go to the line. Balagoon without a point. Virginia with a rough second quarter, outscoring Duke in the fourth 10-7. Coach Mox in the shoot-around talking about how much pride she has in wearing the name Virginia across her chest every day. It's what I love. There's no better thing. And she said she's hoping to see the joy by bringing Virginia back to their glory days.
Well, she is certainly well on her way, starting the season off 12-0. And you can see the fight she has instilled in her players and how talented they are individually. She said she had a lot of talent when she arrived, and she certainly has added some. She's got a great recruiting class to come in. So the sky's the limit for what Coach Mox can do with the Cavalier program.
Brunel lowers the shoulder, looking for the foul, and they'll call it against Balagoon, and she'll go back to the line to shoot 2.
Sam Brunel's a piece of the puzzle that Coach Mox has been able to bring in from Notre Dame, play her final 2 years in her home state. She hasn't been able to get going behind the three-point line tonight. Credit the Duke defense, but nonetheless, she's just been battling every step of the way.
Chance to get to double digits. That's 9. And she's got 10. And the lead is 10. Balagoon trying to give some space to De Jesus. De Jesus will get it across with the shot clock now at 18. Balagoon 0 for 4 on the day. Tough pass to De Jesus. Good hands.
Just shows you, though, any other team would need Balagoon scoring, as we see Kennedy Brown get great position once again, and she'll go to the free throw line. Duke has so many scorers, so on a night where Elizabeth Balagoon, their second leading scorer, double digits, isn't scoring well, somebody else can pick up the slack. And another Virginia player going to the bench with their 5th foul. There goes Taylor. Love her game, though. Love her passion. Love how hard she fights. Transfer from Marquette. She's a senior. Said she took medical leave half a year last year. She's back to have a big season.
She's got some swagger, big personality. I feel like that shot right there from our crew, again, under the direction of Will Black, said it all, though. Coach Mox shaking her head. She cannot be happy with the number of whistles and 2 of her leaders on the bench. Here's Valladay all by herself, trying to run it with her left hand. Brown did well to not foul.
Look how Brown runs the floor. She's just done everything tonight. Blocks, scores, inside, outside, and a great passer as well.
Boy, Virginia was hanging around, and they didn't let McLean fouling out slow them down, but you got to give Duke credit because every time Virginia was bringing a little bite, Duke had the answer, and they'll go to the line to shoot 3.
Yeah, they squashed the momentum every time it got built up. And there's Celeste Taylor, another foul behind the three-point line. Now she's going to get 3 shots. So many unnecessary fouls by Virginia, and that's just defensive discipline, and they'll continue to work on that and clean that up. A lot to be learned by both teams in this early season ACC game.
Taylor with 11. She's in double digits, along with Brown at 12 and De Jesus off the bench with 13. Day Wilson's got 8. Corsdale's got 8. Jackson's got 6. I mean, they just spread the wealth, Duke.
They've got just such an arsenal of talent. So many versatile players.
17 players on the roster, and if you remember, Debbie Taylor, an early game that we did, Carol Lawson said she loves it. She loves all those players.
Yeah, and 11 of them are transfers, so she's really brought in a lot of new players from the portal and is turning this program around.
It's worth mentioning again, coming over from Missouri State, where Coach Mox only lost 15 games. This will be what looks to be her first loss leading the Virginia Cavaliers. Really good coach. Foul, another whistle. Boy, we started with whistles, might as well end with whistles.
Now, this is Valladay just trying to pressure the ball, and at this point in the game, she has to. You've got to try to force some turnovers. 14-point differential with 3:20 to go. Day Wilson on the line. She's a good free throw shooter. And the other thing with Duke, they've got a lot of good free throw shooters, and they get to the line often.
It's the second time you put the jinx on the free throw shooters.
It's working well tonight, right? I mean, she's a 75% free throw shooter.
Goes around and about. Makes the second one. I want to thank Matt McCullough, Anthony Henage. And we'll point out some other great members of our crew here in the final 3 minutes and plus, with Duke leading 66-51. Just like that, Duke with a commanding lead as we approach 3 minutes, and Virginia with 2 of their stars fouling out of this game. We'll have a jump ball.
And just another example of a really difficult shot. Coach Lawson told us from the very beginning, defensive disruption, make everything hard, and she's got to be proud of her team's defensive effort in this game.
Deep three, yes! Wow, from way downtown, McKenna Dale, the transfer from Brown, that was deep.
She was a Connecticut Gatorade Player of the Year coming out of high school. We know she can flat out shoot it.
Wilson looking over at her coach. Looks like they're going to try to use most of the shot clock here.
They've got the 12-point lead. No reason to be in a hurry. Take your time. Balagoon with another miss. Duke with the offensive boards. And De Jesus continues to impress. Adding 2 more to her big night.
15 points for De Jesus. Dale made a 3 a moment ago. Misses that one. And now Duke looking like they'll get win number 11 on the season. That goes off of De Jesus.
And there's no need for that cross-court pass. This is where Duke needs to just take care of the ball and control the clock.
De Jesus, career high, twice she's had 17, including this season at Richmond, as she is sitting on 15.
She really makes maximum use of her minutes. This plays so hard. Trying the elevator screen again. Well defended by Duke.
Dale bombing threes.
Yeah, now Celeste Taylor. She's going to take her time. She used this clock up.
Let's go Duke chants starting to get loud here.
Got a hand check there. I think Carla Fountain called a foul, so Cheyenne Day Wilson back to the free throw line.
Up next for Duke, they'll travel down Tobacco Road and take on NC State. That'll be on December 29th, 8 o'clock on ACC Network. Virginia will have a home game on the 29th against Georgia Tech. That one on ACC Network Extra on December 29th, as all of these players get a chance to go see their families for the holidays.
A well-deserved break.
1:20 remaining in this game. Driving to the basket, up and in. Great finish by Alexia Smith. Smith now's got 11. She's in double digits.
She's got some quickness with the ball.
Quick thanks to Zach Powell, Caleb Waters, Wesley Myers, Mike DeGeorge, Tanner King, and Jamie Carr, the rest of our crew, as we're under a minute here. And Duke under a minute from improving to 11-1 on the season and handing Virginia their first loss of the season. Taylor, Balagoon, no! So Balagoon 0 for 6 from the floor. Just one of those days.
Cameron faithful are loving it. Blue Devils will finish this one off, get the win going into the holiday break.
Still fighting for the rebound. Dale's got it.
It's nice to take a win into the holiday break. Couple days to sit on that, celebrate a little bit before you have to come back and start working again. Start practice over, spend some time with family, eat some good food, and Celeste Taylor fittingly pulls the last rebound, and the Blue Devils are going to put another win in the books.
Your final score, Duke 70, Virginia 56. Duke goes to 11-1. Virginia's first loss of the season, they're 12-1.
Just got to credit the Duke defense. They were swarming, holding Virginia to 32% shooting from the floor. Great night for the Blue Devils. Balanced scoring attack. Impressive.
70 points for Duke. Multiple players.